Hello, everybody. It's Matthew Street. Paul McCartney, the gift that keeps on giving. How does this man continue to surprise and amaze us? Even when he doesn't know he's doing it, he still does it. And it recently happened to me when I received a wonderful, very extremely rare collectible of Paul McCartney. And I'm going to show it to you and tell you about it in 1 minute. But folks, let me give you the backstory. In 2020, Paul discovered in his personal archive tons of photos he had taken during the rise of Beatlemania. Wonderful, absolutely pristine pictures showing the Beatles at the height of their superstardom or their journey to the heights of their superstardom. Most of the pictures were taken in America. Paul took those photos that he discovered and he compiled them into a wonderful book. You all remember this book from a couple of years ago, 2023, called Eyes of the Storm, Paul McCartney, 1964. We all know and love this book. I bought the standard copy. There was a deluxe copy. Absolutely wonderful pictures. I can't go through them all. Here's the famous George receiving his drink from the bikini girl. You might remember that one. That was a famous one. So many wonderful pictures, which I said, I can't go through them all. I will try to show some images up here in the corner. That's not the whole point of this video. The book comes out and we love it. It's absolutely fabulous. Well, what happened is, in conjunction with the book, Paul decided to display his photographic artwork at different galleries, fine art centers, and do an exhibit of the material. Now, it was in New York City, it's been in other cities around the world and the country. I didn't know this thing was still running, but apparently in San Francisco at the De Young Legion of Honor Fine Arts Museum, which is one of the largest public arts institutions in Northern California or California, they are running an exhibit of Paul's Eyes of the Storm photos, which began March of this year and was so popular, it's been extended through October of this year. I didn't know this. These photos that are being displayed at this arts museum are 250 plus Paul McCartney photos available for everybody to go right now and see if you're in the Northern California area. The behind-the-scenes rise of Beatlemania is expressed through these photos by Paul. The journey, as I said, to their superstardom status. Screaming crowds. Paul captures the paparazzi taking pictures of him. Intimate band images behind the scenes with just Paul and John, George, and Ringo and others in the Beatles' inner circle. Their days off are the best. Paul just captures that moment when they're just relaxed, taking it easy, chilling out, when the TV cameras are off, when they're not in front on a stage. They, to me, are my favorite parts of the photos Paul took. The days off, the relaxing photos. They highlight their humor, their fun together, the individuality of each member of the band. And when Paul rediscovered these photos in 2020, it sparked him to put out this book and do these exhibits. They give a wonderful new perspective of the Beatles when you see photos taken by Paul McCartney showing that early 60s period as the Beatles came to America, especially through the eyes of Paul McCartney, what he saw, what he witnessed. And I absolutely love it, and I'll show some images up here. Okay, well, it's been 2 years now since the book was released and everything happened. I didn't even know these art exhibits are still going on throughout the country, but apparently there's one going right now in San Francisco because a very close friend of mine who I've always considered like family throughout my whole life, her name is Cindy, very close friend of the family. I mean, I've always, growing up as a kid, always considered her like my older cousin because her mom and my mother were lifelong friends from middle school, going back to the 1940s. They grew up together. They went to school together. They graduated high school together. They were the maids of honor at each other's weddings. I mean, they are the godmothers to each, like her mother was my godmother, and I'm pretty sure my mother was her godmother. Italian family. My maternal side is all Italian. So close with Cindy and her family. Sadly, both of our mothers are gone now. But although they have passed on, we still maintain that friendship, that cousinship, as it were. We stay in touch. We get together on occasion when we can and have, cookouts together or go get a bite to eat together. Well, it's just nice that we can still maintain that. Well, Cindy and her partner Heather were out in San Francisco recently. I didn't know this. I mean, we stay in touch, but I don't know every move they make, and they don't know every move I make. She went to the San Francisco Paul McCartney photo exhibit at the DeYoung Legion of Honor Arts Museum. I didn't know until she returned, and she said, hey, I went to this. It was in June, and like I said, it's continuing through October. I went to this special presentation of Paul's photos. I said, wow. I never even had the chance to do that. I think the closest it came to me was New York City, and it just didn't work out where I could drive down and see Paul's photo exhibit. But I had the book, so I figured I was happy with that. But she said, oh, and I picked you up a little unique, rare Paul gift from this presentation. I said, awesome, that's fantastic. Oh, yeah, I'll give it to you when I see you. Well, lo and behold, unbelievable. She brings me this beautiful, knows how much I like Beatle T-shirts and shirts and stuff like that. This beautiful Paul McCartney, Eyes of the Storm, 1963 to 64 photographs T-shirt. What high quality, this is not just some 100% cotton. This is like one of those high quality material shirts. Beautifully done in a nice grayish silver. It has the self-portraits of Paul on the front. You can see that okay from Paris. And what's cool about this is on the inside tag, it even says that. It tells you exactly, I don't know how it's going to translate, but self-portraits, Paris, January 1964, photos by Paul McCartney. That's on the inside tag, and then on the back you get a beautiful printing here that says Paul McCartney photographs 1963 to 64, Eyes of the Storm. And like I said, with the beautiful image on the front. What a cool collectible, folks. I don't even know if I'm going to wear this thing. I may put it on a mannequin in the corner or something. This is something you just don't get in a store. You just don't go to the fest for Beatle fans and pick up a beautiful, unique T-shirt, Paul McCartney T-shirt like this. Just doesn't happen. Has the tag on it from the DeYoung Legion of Honor Fine Arts Museum. Is right on there. It's just a beautiful, beautiful collectible, and I'm so touched. And it means so much to me that Cindy thought of me to pick up this beautiful T-shirt for me to have as a collectible, a memento of the wonderful series of photos and from the art exhibition put together by Paul McCartney himself. He approved this book. He approved all the art exhibitions that are taking place or have taken place. And I'm just so touched by it. So folks, I just want to say, to get a unique, rare collectible like this, an actual T-shirt from the actual exhibition itself, it just means the world to me. So thank you, Cindy. Love you guys. Love you. And Heather, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I just want to say to all of you before I leave, folks, it's really special when the book comes out like 2 years ago. I put it away. I pull it out every once in a while, look at the pictures, because Paul did take some great photographs for this book. But then they have it all come roaring back again when you get a beautiful surprise gift like this from my friend, close family friend, Cindy. It just means the world to me. It brings it all back again, that wow, that was something special. So special that Paul is still touching people, still bringing people in to see these wonderful photographs. Here it is in 2025. I didn't even know these exhibitions were still going on. So Paul, thank you. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Heather. Love you all. Bye-bye.